to home yoga. So my name's Leslie. We've done a couple of tapings at People Plus, but I know you're practicing at home, so I really thought you ought to come join me in my space. I have a yoga mat, but if you don't, you could use a beach towel, you could just practice on the floor. Generally, though, a towel may be slipperier, so some surface that is just dedicated to your own yoga practice. I grabbed a blanket off the couch and a pillow off the couch, but I do have blocks. You at home could use some thick books if you needed to. And I thought we ought to do a practice for stress, focusing on the breath and some slow, mindful movement. The other thing I always want to remind you of is to be sure throughout your day that you hydrate. Hydration is nutrition. Drinking water is important to help take care of yourself. So I keep my yoga water bottle handy. Let's begin, please, simply by coming to lay on your backs. Taking the soles of the feet to the floor. Now, if you need to, you can scoot a blanket to the base of your skull because you just don't want your chin all pointed up to the ceiling. So if that means you need to lift your head, lengthen the back of the neck, come on back down. Try resting your knees and your inner thighs together and letting your feet be a little bit wider apart. And then you can close your eyes and take your hands to rest on your low belly. So let your middle fingers lightly touch here. And take a moment simply to arrive here with your body in this shape. So feel your feet heavy on the floor, your bum, your shoulders, the back of the head, even your forearms. Are they weighted equally from the left side to the right side? And then close your eyes, take a deep breath in the nose. Open the mouth, make a deep sigh and sound out the mouth, And again, inhale. Scanning the body, see if you can simply allow yourself to relax. Let the earth, the floor support you. So as you inhale and the belly fills, notice that your fingers move apart ever so slightly. And as you exhale, the navel draws to the spine and your fingertips gently touch. Inhale and fill the belly. This time, turn your attention upward a little bit to the diaphragm, to the side ribs expanding with the inhalation. And exhale and settle the back body even more heavily into the floor. And this time when you inhale, without forcing, see if you can invite your breath all the way up underneath the collarbones. Throat is soft, jaws relaxed. And exhale, settle back to the floor. And then go ahead and draw your knees into your chest. Gently rock side to side. Should feel like a lovely self-massage for the low back. You can try taking your knees a little wider apart. Maybe you can snuggle your knees up into your armpits and wrap your forearms around your shins. How does that feel? And let's keep the right knee hugged in and slowly take the left foot back to the mat. Interlace your hands behind the right thigh. And just begin to straighten your leg up to the ceiling. I invite you to keep your eyes closed here. There's nothing super complicated we're doing. You don't really need to watch this. You can just follow my prompts. Circle the ankle in and out and around and see if you feel like, ooh, there are any sort of little tricky places that feel like they're stuck. And then go the other way. So paying attention to our feet is a really important key component to having good balance. And then draw your toes down to your face. It doesn't matter if your knee is bent. And then roll up and point your toes and draw the heel down. And this time as you draw your toes down, press up through the heel. Ooh, feel a stretch in your calf all the way into your Achilles tendon. And maybe you can straighten out the leg just a little bit. Notice if your shoulders have come up alongside your ears or up off the floor. And see if you can just drop them back down. And again, roll through to point and draw the toes down. And now slide your hands up the back of the leg. Lift your head and shoulders, drawing your nose to your knee, any little amount. Draw the navel into the back body. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Can you take one back vertebra up off the floor, perhaps a little more? And then lower the head and shoulders, and now point your right toes. Feel your inner thigh spinning to the middle of the mat and reach long, reach out of your hip. Slowly lower the right leg down. Slide the left leg to join the right and just relax both legs. Rest your hands on your hip points or your low belly. Do you notice a difference between one side and the other? I certainly do. So bringing balance to the body and the mind is important in our practice. So let's go to the other side. Taking both feet back to the mat again. Hugging the left knee in. Interlacing the hands behind the thigh. And reaching that leg up. Any amount of bend in the knee is fine here. And let's circle the ankle in and around. Ooh, this side is a little bit hitchier than the other side. In and around in the other direction. Full breath in and long breath out. And then draw your toes down and roll through the ball of the foot to point. And when you draw your toes down, press up actively through the heel to stretch into the calf and the ankle. Point and flex. And maybe you can draw your leg up a little bit closer. And with an exhale breath, lift the head, lift the shoulders, draw the navel to the mat. Breathe here. Relax your jaw, soften your eyes. And then head and shoulders back to the floor. Point your toe, inner thigh spins to the middle of the mat. Reach long out of your hip, reach to the bottom of the mat. Longer, reach longer. And then when your heel finds the floor, let your right leg join. And notice how you feel. Hug your knees in. Can you cross at the ankle and roll up to sit, no hands? So sometimes that takes some practice. So maybe you want to roll that down, roll up, no hands. Little spinal massage. Have some fun with that. And we'll do some gentle cat-cows. Some of you might have some wrist issues, so you can make a fist, and then you don't have a break in the wrist and just come onto your knuckles. Your wrist creases are directly underneath your shoulders. And let's curl the toes under to keep working into the feet a little bit, and your knees are hip distance apart. So think about the neck as an extension of the spine. So you want the crown of the head going forward, your tailbone reaching back. And you can close the eyes as you inhale to drop the belly down, sliding the shoulders towards the hips. Let your sitting bones widen. Exhale to push the floor away, thinking about making a deep imprint in the floor with your hands. And then letting the belly drop, rolling through. Turn your gaze up. And exhale. Inhale to drop down. exhale to press the floor away. And walk the hands forward. Let's come into an easy downward facing dog. Lifting the knees up and then taking the hips up and back. And any amount of bend in your knees is fine here. Maybe dropping one heel to the floor and the other heel to the floor. Creating length in the spine, a stretch in the back body. See if you can get your ears lined up between your inner upper arms. Full breath in, long breath out. And then returning back to your knees and pressing back to a child's pose. Resting your forehead maybe on your blanket if the floor isn't quite accessible, or your pillow, so that you're not just sort of hanging out. That's too stressful. Let's make it an extended child's pose. So if you have your blanket in front of you, you can even rest your forearms on the blanket. Let your hips sink back. And breathing into the back body is incredibly relaxing and calming for the mind, especially if you have some point that's connected to that point between the brows, your third eye center. As you press back and rest in child's pose, feel the back body. Let your hips settle down even more. Notice the side ribs expand. So often we don't really pay a lot of attention to our breath through our regular day. And these days maybe you're finding yourself so stressed that sometimes you're holding your breath. So send your breath to the back ribs, feel them broaden, feel your forehead settle down even more. Full breath in, long breath out. And maybe you'd like to walk your hands over to the left side of the mat. And if you walk your hands to the left, fill the right side body with breath. Giving a little side curve to your spine, keeping it flexible, and walk both hands to the center. And then over to the right side of your mat, you can rest the palm of the left hand on the back of the right, feeling the left side body with breath. Come back to center. If you'd like to, you can take your hands alongside your hips, palms face up, giving your internal organs a little massage and allowing the breath to slow down. So as the breath slows down, your thoughts can slow down. Bringing calm to the body, the breath, and the mind. So I invite you to rest here in child's pose a little bit longer if you'd like. And then as you're ready, roll off to one side. Come up to a comfortable seated position, whatever that may mean for you. And let's sit together for several cycles of breath. Come to sit comfortably. Resting the hands lightly on the knees or in the lap. Close the eyes, allow yourself to root down through the sitting bones. Let the sides of the waist grow a little bit longer. Taking the front of your armpits to the back. Letting the shoulder blades drop down the back body like heavy curtains. And lengthening up through the crown of the head. This breath in, I'm aware that I am breathing in. This breath out, I'm aware that I am breathing out. This breath in this moment, this breath out is all we have right now together. So join me by taking the palms of the hands together. Bow the head towards the heart as you turn the corners of the mouth up, and thank yourself for taking time out of your day for your yoga practice. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings live in peace. Namaste. See you next time. Hi. Hi, my babies. Thank you for letting me practice.